Hey everybody, it's Dana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making multiple cards at once, especially during these times where we are in our craft room making cards for our friends. I thought this would be a great video to share with you guys. Now, I want to show you some cards that I made and I shared on my Instagram a few days ago. And I'm going to show you a variation of how to make these. Now, what I love about these, they're super easy to do. And they are perfect if you have stamp layering stamp sets. So I'm using the Altenew Fabulous Florets for this one. You have a outline piece, a layering piece, and then a top piece. So that's what I mean when I say layering stamps. This is my favorite because it has a nice little outline, like pen mark outline, so you don't have to be really too perfect in layering these stamps. All right, so let's get started. I brought in my Misty here and I cut down some Nina White Solar White cardstock, 110 pound for this, and I have it down to a regular A2 size card, 4¼ by 5½. I'm going to place that flower in the top corner of that cardstock, and I'm going to actually stamp this, my first layer, in black. The outline layer I'm going to do in black. So I place that there, pick it up with my Misty lid. I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink today. I will stamp that up, press it down, and then I'm going to rotate my paper 90 degrees. So flip it all the way around, get it to the next corner. So it's one in the top and the bottom. And then you're going to stamp that again. Now you want to do this to 4 card panels. Same process, 4 card panels. Once that is stamped, then you're going to move into your next element, which is going to be the outline of the leaf. I just place it right between one of the petals. I'm not masking or anything. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp it once, pick it up, rotate that image around, and stamp it again. Now you're going to see in the finished product that there's going to be 2 leaves on each card. I did the same exact thing. I just moved the leaf into the next section of the petals and stamped and rotated. Super easy to do, and you kind of get in a rhythm when you start doing this, and you can make multiple of these, absolutely multiples. Now the best thing about a layering stamp is you do not have to color all these images in, because that would take a while, and of course we want to get our cards out to our friends. So as you can see, I'm just rotating and stamping. Next, I have the top layer. This is the first layer of the flower that you're going to place down. The first part of color you're going to place on this panel. So I went ahead and I lined that up. Now again, you don't have to be perfect. If this ends up shifting or your card panel is a little crooked, it's okay if it goes outside the lines. I love this because of the sketchy feel of this, so it does not have to be perfect if you cannot get this lined up correctly. I brought in some Altenew inks for this, and I'll make sure to list the inks that I've used for all of these top and bottom layers. My yellow is going to be Citrus Burst. That's going to be my bottom color. And you want to use your lightest color to fill in your flower and your darker color to add the details. So I will go ahead and stamp that Citrus Burst up. Make sure to get it all over. But again, I have to stress, if you miss some areas, don't worry about it. Promise you, your card is still going to look phenomenal. I stamp that in. I will flip my card panel over and fill in that space again. Now, like I said, this is super easy to do, and it really beats having to color in each one of these flowers. Now, you can use this with any of the Altenew stamp sets or any other layering stamp sets that you might have. So I'm going to clean off my flower here, and then I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to come in with the rest of the colors. I use Pink Diamond for the pink, and then I used Sea Glass for the greeny blue and Soft Lilac for the purple. Again, I'm stamping that down, pushing that in there. Again, if you don't get it covered, it's okay. I promise you, nobody's going to call the cops. These are making multiple layer cards. They're going to be fantastic. I do want to make that a little bit darker, so I'm going to press that down one more time just to get that pink a little bit darker. Again, if you want it to be lighter, feel free to only stamp it one time. These again are all the colors. I made sure to post them above so you'll know what color combinations I used. Press that down, and then I can go ahead and start moving in to finish up the rest of this. I'm telling you guys, it's really, really easy to multi-make these cards. All right, next I'm going to come in and fill in with that top layer. That top layer needs to be a darker color. So again, I will list all the colors that I used. What I like to do is leave the original stamp on top, line up that extra detailed piece, and then pull away the bottom piece. So this way I know that I'm perfectly lined up with that top layer. That's just my little tip of the day. So now I would come in and I would start stamping in those top layers. I will make sure to list all the colors again so you can see how easy this is. You can press it down once, you get one kind of color or a lighter color. But if you want to deepen up those really detailed bits of your flowers, you can double stamp them. So just keep that in mind as well. Again, I will rotate my paper, place it back in there, grab that ink again, and stamp one more time. Now, I was able to get all of my cards done in approximately 20 minutes. That's how quick this goes by. So just make sure if you're going to want to do a bunch of these cards, I would suggest doing your process the same exact way I did it. Coming in, having all of those outline ones done, coming back in, doing those top layers, and then finishing them off with the detail layers. Now I want to give you a little heads up. You might see a little bit of different quality in my videos. It's because my computer is overheating, so I'm recording a lot of things from my phone now, and I really apologize that, but you know, we're in a pandemic and I cannot go to the Apple store. So I'm doing these videos as quickly and easily as I can. I'm a little bit delayed on getting videos up, but you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and please just be patient with me. All right, so I went ahead and I stamped down that pink. And again, I listed all of the colors that I used for the color combinations. Next, we're going to come in with that flower or that leaf piece. Again, lining up the bottom part here. And this bottom part, the color is going to be Sweet Leaf. And it's a very pretty color from Altenew. It's almost like a bluey green shade. So again, line that up, flip it over, and go ahead and stamp it again. Now, again, if you see that you're off a little bit like this, don't worry about it. I promise you, nobody's going to be like, that's off. It's card. It's a homemade card. It's a handmade card. So don't get like too wound up if you're off. Again, this is a really nice sketchy stamp set. So it's okay if you're not lined up correctly or you're a little bit off. I'm sure the recipient will be quite happy to get a card from you. I am going to clean this off just a little bit, and I'm going to reposition it. Excuse my big old head, but I needed to get like right over that image because I was on this card just a tad bit off than I wanted to be. All right, so you're going to do that all the way through the card. And then I'm going to come back in with that detailed piece. And this color here is Lagoon. And this piece here gives you all that pretty little detail. So again, I will line it up, pick it up with my Misty, and then I can go ahead and do the same exact process. Again, if you're going to be making multiples of this card, have all your ink colors ready to go, all your color combinations already, and you can totally mass produce these. I would say I could probably get out a good, maybe 50 of them in a day. I'm pretty sure I could because like I said, they're really easy to put together and you're not coloring each one of these images. Again, the perfect way to make multiple cards is pulling out those layering stamps. So again, I'll go ahead and show you one more time. I press that down, and then I can go ahead and finish up these cards. Now, if you missed any of the videos lately on my channel, please feel free to subscribe and go back and watch a few. Like I said, I'm having a few little issues with my computer, and once that's resolved, I will be making more videos. But I have a ton of inspiration in my playlist, so go ahead and check them out. All right, so here's all the cards that we have, and you can see how gorgeous they are. Now we're just going to go ahead and grab a sentiment. I'm using this Hello Friends, and this is from an older stamp set called Be Strong from Altenew. I'm not sure if it's still available, but you can use any Hello Friends sentiment. I'm going to put mine on a diagonal right between the flowers, but if you wanted to, it also looks great straight. I just want to fill in that space a little bit differently than the cards I already made. So I'll line that up, place it down, pick it up with my Misty, and I'm going to use the same exact ink. I'm going to use that Memento Tuxedo black ink, stamp that up, and then press it down. And look how beautiful this card is just with having this. Even if you didn't want to go any further than just stamping that sentiment, it would be absolutely gorgeous. So I went ahead and did this for all of the card panels. Really easy to do, and you can see how quickly I was able to mass produce these cards. I did go ahead and off screen layered these onto some coordinating cardstock. So we have a nice background color to pull in from the flowers that we have. I have white card bases. These are 110-pound card bases, and this is also Nina Solar White. And I'm using my Ultra Bond glue from Thermoweb. It's my favorite glue, y'all, to go ahead and line these up and press them down. Now, there's a lot of us card makers out there making cards to send out to our health care workers, as well as our friends, grocery store employees, even our mailmen and mail ladies. At this point, it's such a great time to get into those stamp rooms of yours or into your crafty space and make cards for the people who are sitting on the front lines for us today. I know I appreciate everyone who delivers my mail, as well as all of our workers in our hospitals, as well as our grocery chains. And also don't forget those Uber drivers and those Ship drivers, those Instacart drivers who are out there doing things for us that we don't feel comfortable doing ourselves. All right, so I will go ahead and finish up these cards. And please make sure if you use something and you want me to see it, go ahead and tag me on Instagram. I love seeing new cards coming out by all of our crafty friends, as well as meeting new friends along the way. So don't forget to tag me. I'm at MZ, like zebra, Dana Joy, rather, on Instagram. All right, I'll go ahead and place down this last one. And like I said, you can see how easy these cards were to put together. And they would, like I said, be perfect just the way they are without adding any embellishments. You guys know me, I'm going to have to add some embellishments to this, but they can totally be just like this and be sent out in the mail. There's not a lot of layers to this either, so you don't have to worry about extra postage. Now, I did get a little bit of a smudge mark, so I'm going to use my electronic eraser here and get that off. I love having this little eraser, and I'll be sure to link everything in the description box below in case you guys want to purchase any of these products. I would appreciate you using my affiliate links, and that helps to get off those little inky bits that you might have. All right, now I'm going to come in with some Lucy's pearls. These are the crystal clear iridescent gems. I love these gems. They are my absolute favorite. Anything from Lucy's cards, they're just phenomenal. I am a hoarder of all things that come glittery and sequins and gems from all of the shops. Everybody who sells them, yep, I probably have them in my craft room today. I'm just going to grab out a few of these. I like to do odd numbers on my cards, so I like to usually put 2 in one corner and maybe 3 in the other corner. And I don't want to overwhelm this card, but I do want to have a little bit of glitter and glitz on this. So using these gems on all of my cards, I don't have to worry about having multiple colors. I can just go with these pretty iridescent ones. Now I will use that same glue, that Ultra Bond glue, and put these into place. Again, super easy cards to put together. Again, if you don't want to add any of these gems to it and you have like one of those glitter pens that has the brushes on them, you can go ahead and add a little bit of glitter to just your flowers or your leaves. Super easy to do, again, without adding much bulk to your cards. It's a clean and simple way to just tell a friend or a coworker, or again, all of our medical staff and people out there on the front lines that we greatly support everything that they're doing for us. As I finish up this card, I did not fill in the centers of these flowers with the images from the stamp set because I do want to add just a tad bit more color, but I didn't want to do the color with the ink. Now you can totally use the bits that are inside the stamp set itself to fill those in, but I decided to punch this up just a little bit more and add some Nuvo drops. I have a lighter shade and a darker shade of all of the colors, and again I'll have them listed below. Before I bring them to my card though, I do like to test them off on a scratch piece of paper just to make sure they don't have air bubbles in them. And I'm going around the outside of each flower, just kind of tapping it on to fill in just those areas. So I'm just tapping, lifting all the way around to give me some texture to the card. And then for the centerpiece, I'm just going to fill it totally in with that lighter shade. So I'll just press down, give a really good squirt, and then that's going to fill in the centerpiece. And I'm going to do this for all of the cards. So you'll see, I'm just going to tap that to kind of get any air bubbles that I might have. And then I'm going to lift this card up so you can really see the detail of this. And look how gorgeous. Look how gorgeous. So you have the detail from just tapping in that darker Nuvo color around the edge and then filling it in with the lighter one. So here are the pinks, and I'm going to do that. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to list the purples and the blue because you don't have to watch me keep doing this. But if you do get an air bubble like I have in here that's not coming out, just grab yourself a little needle, press it in there to just clear the valve part, and then you're good to go. All right, and now I'm going to finish up that purple one, and here are the purple colors that I used, and that is going to wrap up the card for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Here is a look at the finished cards, and I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe, and please leave comments below. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.